Hello everyone, good day. This is our last session for macro skills. I'm going to be teaching you the basics of assessment. How do we assess the performances of the macro skills? So we have, for the past few weeks, we have talked about different strategies, the nature of the macro skills, and these things needs to be assessed, needs to be evaluated, needs to be processed, and then to give feedback to students. So how do we check? How do we score them? How do we grade them? Okay. So assessment, okay. Um, Basically, assessment is a process of determining students' competence and progress. Okay. It is a collection and interpretation and the use of information to help teachers make better decisions to improve students' learning. Okay. So we'll talk about that a bit later. For now, let's have the objectives. So for this video, we are going to be um, discussing about the significance of assessing and evaluating learning. Um, we need to differentiate traditional and authentic assessment. I'm also going to be providing samples of both formal and informal assessment. Okay, so let's proceed to it. So, okay, what is assessment? Okay, assessment is a process of determining students' competence and progress. It is the collection, interpretation, and use of information to help teachers make better decisions to improve students' learning. Okay, assessment involves measurement. Okay, measuring may be done by directly observing or testing students' performance. And oh, syempre, you will assign numerical rating to whatever is measured using an instrument. Okay. So later we'll be exploring samples of instruments that you could use to make at sample instruments that you could use to translate to have a numerical rating on characteristics, behavior, performances, those things. No, this is a moment-to-moment occurrence that must be built into the teaching process. Okay? So, hindi pwedeng mawala ang assessment sa teaching process. Bakit naman sir hindi pwedeng mawala? How will you check whether the students have learned? How will you check what topics, what skill, what behavior or characteristics still needs improvement? Yun po ang purpose ng assessment. Okay? So what's the purpose of assessment? Para saan ba to? It is to test how much knowledge has been mastered by the students after teaching. Okay? To give feedback on students' performance in terms of their strengths and weaknesses. To have a basis for rating students. To assess not only breadth but depth of knowledge. To serve as basis for future action. To communicate expectations and what are valued to students and parents. Okay? So these are the basic purposes of assessment. No? What are the forms of assessment? So there are two ways of assessing learning. Okay, we have the formal and then the informal. So formal is paper and pencil tests. So yung exams, mga ganyang quizzes, okay? So that's paper and pencil test. Informal or immediate assessment, discussion of a story read, observation of pupils, etc., etc. Saan ba ang example itong formal, I'm sure you have seen this. Informal po, katulad yan nung card nyo ng senior high. Di ba sa katabi ng grades, may yung makatao, makabayan, makajos, di ba ganon? Makakalikasan. Those are example of informal or immediate assessment. Okay? So now, whether informal or informal, the forms of assessment may be classified as traditional and non-traditional or authentic. No? So ano ba to? So traditional assessment, example of this is short answer test. Okay, short answer test. The students are asked to I ask questions that need brief responses. There are few possible answers to the question. So hindi siya identification because identification is a specific answer ang kailangan. No? What you need here is there are few couple answers that you could choose upon. Okay? Multiple choice, this test requires a student to choose the best possible answer from among the given options. Okay? Free recall test. Okay? Free recall tests are tests which students are asked to read passages, put them aside, and then write down or retell orally what they can recall about the passages. So pwede yan. That's one way to assess. Okay. Next is closed test. Z po talaga yan. Okay. This test is constructed by deleting every nth word in the passage and simply requiring the pupils to restore the words that have been deleted. Para siyang, let's say, I ask you to memorize the CBSUA hymn, and then I remove a few words, and you have to fill up those words. So that's an example of a closed test. Now, ito lang ba? Hindi po. These are just examples. Okay? These are just examples of tests that you could use. Hindi po actually ganun kasimple ang making test. Okay? It's not that easy. You'll have to understand TOS. You also have to understand um, reliability. You also have to understand the construction. Ang multiple choice po, hindi ganun kadaling gawin. No? You have to identify how to create distractors properly, how to sort them out properly. So medyo complex pa yon. But for now, let's stick with the idea of multiple choice. No? This will be further deepen in your assessment. I think it's Mambordado's ano subject. Siyang master, the master of assessment. No? So um, she will discuss this more thoroughly. Okay. So next is non-traditional or authentic assessment. This assessment directly measures learning based on the student's performance or products, indicative of their undertaking a given task. Authentic assessment requires students to construct responses or perform tasks that need more than recall of information and concepts. This requires students to demonstrate global application of relevant component skills and knowledge. Ano bang ibig sabihin nitong lahat? A very good example of authentic assessment is your PE. Diba? You do performance. And then, yun ang gagawin na ng authentic assessment. Hindi naman kasi siya pwedeng katulad ng multiple choice mo, yung performance dapat. Yes, na-memorize mo yung iba-ibang form ng dances. But the question is, can you do it? So that's where authentic assessment comes in. Okay? Not only for that, even in mga output, let's say, make a video, okay? Make a play, mga ganon. Those requires authentic assessment. Okay? So let's compare traditional and authentic. Okay? One thing about traditional is oftentimes measures memory not through learning. Okay? This is why pag ako yung nagpapa-exam, I discourage memorization. Bakit po? How do I discourage memorization? I simply don't ask things that you just simply memorize. Um, because it measures the memory. Memory is not a very clear indication of learning. So iba ang memorized sa natutunan. Okay? So hindi natin masusukat 'yon. But in past assessment kung mapapansin natin, some teachers without the proper knowledge of making assessment, okay? They create tests to measure how good the student's memory is. So yun yung tinatawag natin noon, 'di ba? During your TTL1, we call that banking. Ano yung banking? The teacher deposits ideas and then withdraws them on the exam. So ang student nagilang taguan ng idea, but no creative thinking, no critical thinking, no processing, baka minemorize lang talaga, di ba? The way I ask, let's say I ask students, what is metacognition? Thinking about thinking. Can you give me an example? So, hindi hihirapan bigay ng example. Why is that? Kasi minemorize lang nila. Pag sinabing metacognition, thinking about thinking, that's all. But to be able to put that to use, wala. No? That's also the reason why when I teach the Bloom's taxonomy in your TTL, when I teach the Bloom's taxonomy, I did not require you to memorize the verbs. Bakit po hindi ni-require memorize ang verbs? Dahil po, the verbs are just guides. Ang nangyayari po, nagiging kulong tayo doon sa verbs na binigay lang. Okay? We cannot create our own. We cannot move outside that. Okay? So, kung let's say identify, ang identify laging nasa knowledge type, ay nasa knowledge, no? Kasi identify, you simply recall. However, if you change the question into identify the differences, identify the proper solutions, this changes into other things, no? Identify the difference and similarities of traditional and authentic assessment, then it becomes both analysis and synthesis. 'Di ba? Hindi na siya knowledge kasi hindi na siya pinamemorize, no? Identify the possible solution to world hunger. So, hindi na siya knowledge. Pwede na siyang nasa evaluation. 'Di ba? Kasi nag-create na siya, no? So, that's one thing we should always take notice when making assessment, okay? Your assessment should not just focus wholly on memory, but in true learning, okay? Authentic assessment evaluates students' learning with meaningful tasks directly related to what he has been taught. So, kung ano yung tinuro sa'yo, you will demonstrate. Okay? Giving meaning to it, let's say, tinuro sa inyo yung forms of dances. Maganda kasi example ng PE dito, no? Kasi you have that creativity. No? So, tinuro sa inyo yung form, different forms of dances. Now, you are to create your own, sabi natin, isang dance routine, not just by taking parts of it, but also adding something new to it. So, from your schema and then new learning, yun yung learning, di ba? That's how we process learning. No? Your schema and new learning na combine to create something new. That's where good learning takes place. Okay? Traditional assessment, usually through paper and pencil, test how much lessons have you been learning. So it's not SS, sorry. How much lesson have you been learning? How much topics have you been learning? So paper and pencil. Next is sa authentic naman, students are given the opportunity to show what they have learned through collections of work over time, performances, exhibitions, and for demonstrations. Okay? So yun yung pinagkaiba niya. Pero let's not look bad at traditional assessment. Okay? Traditional assessment is also a vital assessment tool. Bakit po? Hindi naman sinabi ko lang na hindi ganun kaganda pag puro memory. But I'm not talking about we exclude that at all. Let's say your IPA, okay? You are required to memorize that. As English majors, you need to learn, you need to know the different symbols for IPA. There's no excuse to it. So, traditional assessment is very effective in this aspect. Okay, so rules of grammar, those needs memory. Okay, um, traditional assessment is teaching to the test. Okay, testing only what has been taught. Okay, so teaching to the test, you simply teach students to perform better on the test. Okay, so you teach students to what should be in the test, on what the test will be. Testing only what has been taught. Ano ba ang pinagkaiba nito? Dito po, masusukat mo lang kung ano lang natapos mo. Hanggang saan lang ba yung naturo mo. Okay? Ano ba example ng authentic? Like me asking you to write a lesson plan sa TTL1, that is authentic assessment po. Titingnan ko lang kung hanggang saan lang ang naka-absorb ninyo. Okay? Next is focus is to master the competencies taught. Kasi ang exam, ang traditional assessment, meron niyang sa TOS, nandun yung objectives na dapat makuha ng bata. May certain competency before the semester starts. Okay? Like, let's say, this presentation. Di ba sa simula, may objectives ako? Now, if I'm going to give an assessment, a traditional assessment, it will solely rotate on the objectives that I have given earlier. Okay? In authentic assessment, focus is to enable all students to demonstrate the degree of mastery they have accomplished. Okay? So, let's say I ask you to perform a demo teaching. So, nandun na yung all factors, no? Your speaking skills, your interaction with the students, your classroom management, and things like that. So, marami ng factor. Medyo broad na siya compared to paper and pencil test. Okay? So in authentic assessment, there are some beliefs that support the use of authentic assessment. Some people actually agrees that everything should be assessed authentically. Okay, good teaching and learning can happen with or without formal grading. Okay. I forgot the article, but I've read an article in Japan. Ah, yes, yes, it is in Japan that in the primary grade, there's a certain year na walang grade muna. Okay? Walang grade, walang masyadong pagtuturo. They learn ethics, okay? Behavior, attitude, discipline. They learn that on the earlier stage of their education. Okay? It's stimulating, meaningful curriculum motivates students to work hard. Grading alone may not. Okay? Students should not be graded during the learning process. Grades are somewhat effective as incentive but are not almost effective as punishment. What's happening now is very grade oriented na. Yun yung pangit dito eh, no? We grade oriented. Not only you but also the parents. They are hungry for higher grades. Okay? But the question is, have you learned anything? So pwedeng hindi, no? Low grades cause most students to withdraw from learning na demoralize na siya kasi mababa yung grade niya. Reporting grades as average is unfair. Okay? So, these are other things pa, dagdag pa yun doon. Assessment methods that compare students to each other are not helpful for struggling students. Methods that compare students' performance to specific criteria are more fair and effective. So, nangyayari dito, di ba pag exam, pataasan ng score? What would you feel if ikaw ang lowest? Di ba masama sa feeling? No? So, that's the benefit of authentic assessment. Okay? One more thing is all students should be able to earn high grades. All students should get the grades they have earned. So, this is more fair kung tutuusin daw according sa kanila, no? Opportunities to earn credit for improvement rather than achieving finite criteria. When I say finite criteria, let's say it's a 100 item test, hanggang dun lang, 100 items. What if you know more than 100 items? Diba? So, hindi po natin masusukat. This is also one problem of traditional assessment. What's the what's the problem of traditional assessment? When a student gets zero, that's a problem. When a student gets perfect, that's also a problem. I'm not saying getting a perfect is something that the teacher doesn't want. It's just that the teacher was not able to measure the entirety and limit of the student. Hanggang saan ba ang alam nitong estudyanteng ito? Kasi kung 100, malay mo, kaya niya palang i-105, pero ang exam mo hanggang 100 lang. Okay? Pag zero naman, it reflects wala siyang natutunan. But in fact, may natutunan yon. Impossible na wala ang natutunan yan. Okay? So, hindi zero and 100 is very hard to interpret and assess. Because the purpose of assessment nga is to develop students. After the result, we interpret it and then we deliver it to the students. We check whether certain items, topics are not that clear to them. And then we intervene with that and then reteach that probably. Okay? So, pero pag zero, what does it tell? No? What does it tell you? Malabo, medyo broad na mangyayari pag zero. Di ba? Next is students should be expected to continue working on a task until high quality work is achieved. So, pwedeng skill kasi siya ulit-ulit. No? A separate grade for effort should never be given. So, two for the effort. Hindi po dapat yan. So, halimbawa nag-essay, nagsulat siya pero mali yung sinulat niya, bibigyan bang one? No po. It should not be given. Only the student knows how much effort he has expended on this activity. Okay? Effort should be scored before the examination, not during the examination. Nag-effort siya ng exam. Hindi naman dun dapat nag-effort. Nag-effort dapat before the exam. You review, no? So, what is the essential components of classroom assessment? Okay? We ask ourselves, purpose. Why am I doing this assessment? Bakit ba ako nag-assess? What do I want? No? Next is, what techniques should I use to gather information? Ano bang gagamitin ko? Authentic ba or traditional? Okay? Will I use paper and pen? Will I use performance? Will I use project? Ikaw na mag-isip yun sa measurement. Evaluation. How will I interpret the results? What performance standards and criteria will I use? Anong criteria ko? I remember before may anong criteria? Cuteness nung project. Oh my God, cuteness. How can cuteness be evaluated? No? It's very subjective. This should be objective, ha? Objective po dapat to. Then, the next question is, how will I use the result? Hanggang grade ba? Iko-compute ko lang, tapos na? Hindi po. You use the results to help next to help you teach the next lesson better, to help the student learn better on the next lesson. So, pwedeng pang-improve siya. So, para natin i-measure ang authentic assessment. Obviously, we use rubrics. Okay? There's no other way of measuring authentic assessment than rubrics. Okay? Scoring guides. This is a scoring guides or criteria for rating students' performance. The key element of a rubric are the descriptors for what a performance is like within the full range of possible performance level. Okay? So, sorry. What are the functions of scoring rubrics? Okay? It provides uniform, objective criteria for judging a performance assessment item. Provide established expectations for teachers and students that help them identify the relationships among teaching, learning, and assessment. Okay? So, you'll see rubrics a lot, especially in contests, yung dancing contest, writing contest, rubrics are provided. Ano? Maraming ganito, no? The problem with some judges is they don't understand the concept of rubrics. Bakit po? They go outside the criteria of what is needed. Let's say, in pageant, di ba, sa pageant, quality of answer, ganon, quality of ganyan. Wala naman point, hindi nga pa dapat i-point yung audience impact. How will you measure audience impact? Oh my God. How will you measure that? Sa clap? Hindi. When you measure it by means of clap and shout of the audience, the question there is, how many people like you? Ano, likability. So you cannot have that. No, audience impact is not good. Your criteria should always be measurable. Okay? Steps in making rubrics. Okay? Sorry. First is identify what is to be scored. Ano bang i-scorean mo? So if in a dance, walang value ang muka doon. Okay? Um, steps. Ano ba mga sa dance? You have the steps, you have the choreography, you have the probably the music na pinili, choice of the music, and things like that, no? Complexity, synchronicity, yan, maganda yun. Sorry, not synchronicity, but mastery of the routine, ganon. Pwede yun, di ba? Pero face value, wala. So, kung pangit yung sumasayaw, dapat hindi affected ang score. Define the scale, okay? Point range of the rubrics. So, ano ba siya? Hanggang 1 to 5, 1 to 7, 1 to 8, okay? But let me tell you this. This is not in any rule of assessment, but I do prefer even numbers of point range. Bakit po even numbers of point range? Kung gagawa ka ng rubrics at ito ay 1 to 5, ba? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 being the lowest and 5 being the highest, pag odd number kasi, may tinatawag tayong middle choice. Play safe, the safe answer. Hindi mo alam, hindi ka sure kung maganda ba or pangit ba. So, gagawin mo, lalagay mo sa 3. Okay? How will I interpret 3? Is it good? Is it bad? Hindi ko alam. So I suggest an even number. Bakit even number? Either you deviate going up or you deviate going down. So is it above the standard or below the standard? Okay? So magandang even. That's what I'm sharing here. I'm not saying na dapat laging even. But I do agree na dapat even number ang sa inyong point system. Next is develop descriptors for each performance level that describe unique characteristics. Later, I'll be showing you an example of this. Assure that the rubric defines the continuum of quality, focuses on the same criteria, validly discriminates performance levels, can be reliably rated. So, reliably rated ba ang audience impact? Hindi po. So, first is scale of construction. This is scaling, no? Sa rubrics na may scale. Okay? So, excellent, 5. Very good, 4. Satisfactory, 3. Ba? Um, outstanding muna, 3. Tapos satisfactory is 2. Poor is 1. No performance is 0. Okay? The scale should include the range of possible performance arranged in order from the best to the poorest performance. So, dapat may range po. Mapapansin natin ang rubrics minsan nakalagay lang. Walang ganito. Dapat meron nito lagi ang sa inyong rubrics. So that ang mag interpret ng rubrics and gagawa ng magsasagot sa rubrics, guided kung anong highest, ano ang lowest. Okay? So, you can also make this holistic. No? Pwede siyang gawing holistic. Ganito. 4, exceed standards. The response is very specific to the task information. So may hinahanap ka na. This is easier to use. Okay? When you're checking a lot of essays, it's only ideal to use this. Even in contest. Okay? Para malinaw kung anong score ang ibibigay. Ang iba kasi ina-estimate lang. Medyo okay lang siya. So 3. Ganun lang, no? So it's not that comprehensive. So we need something very holistic and more detailed. So ano ba? Sa essay ba is the ideas dapat ganito 100% perfect, 100 ganito, ganito. So, yun. You create a holistic rubric. May description per number. Okay? What are the things to remember in assessing? Okay? First is there's no absolute assessment. Okay? You cannot measure the value of the person in an assessment. Okay? Pag bagsak siya sa exam, that only means mahina siya doon sa topic na yon or hindi niya na-gets yung topic na yon in terms of that measuring tool. Okay? Hindi mo po masusukat ang value or galing ng estudyante sa kahit anong assessment. Yung lahat, kalahatan, impossible to measure. Okay? You cannot measure the entirety of learning, entirety of the learning of the student. So, there's no absolute assessment. So, maghuhusgahan. Hindi mo pwede, kaya hindi mo pwedeng tawagin bobo porket bagsak yung grade, bobo. Hindi po. Hindi lang natin na ma-measure ang kalahatan niya. Okay? Assessment should not be used for punishment. Okay? So, mapapansin natin, may mga teacher before na pag nagagalit, quiz. Di ba? Pag nagagalit, get 1/4 sheet of paper. O maingay kayo, get 1/4 sheet of paper. Okay? Pag maingay, pagalitan. Okay? So, wag pakwisin. Kasi expected babagsak eh. So, it's not a punishment. No? It's a measuring tool. It's not for punishment. It's a measuring tool. Assessment should match the objectives. Okay, you cannot give an exam. Ah, your exam should cover the topics that you have discussed. Okay, it should only be rotated on those aspects. Later, when you reach your third year with Ma'am Bordado, may computation pa kung ilang items dapat ang sa ganitong topic. Meron pa yan. Po. Ano? Depende sa number of hours and also varying your questions kung saan siya sa TOS mo. So, pag-aaralan nyo pa yan. But for now, it should match the objective. Kung anong tinuro, yun ang i-quiz. Okay? Next is assessment should be fair. Okay? When I say fair, it should not just be favorable to a few students or half of the class. No? Halimbawa, nag-tour. Okay? May tour ang school. Okay? 60% of the class attended the tour, including the teacher. Tapos pagbalik sa school, nagpa-quiz ka about the tour. So, paano hindi sumama? Hindi sila papasa. Okay? So, it should be fair for everyone. Assessment must be fed back to the students. So, dapat kita ng students ang score nila, ang performance nila dyan. Okay? So, thank you for watching. Please check your modules for the activities. If you have questions regarding the module, feel free to ask. Stand by for the announcement regarding your final exams. So, thank you for coming.